If you've seen the first episode of Superman and Lois, which if you're anything like me, you've seen probably a billion times now, then you're probably already aware that a big part of the family drama in the episode involved Clark and Lois's twin sons, Jonathan and Jordan, and whether or not they might end up inheriting the abilities of Superman. Now, even though it was kind of built up like John here was going to be the one to get the powers, given the fact that his comic book counterpart is literally Superboy, well, it turns out that's not the case. In a twist that I'm sure nobody saw coming, it turns out Jordan actually ended up being the one with secret Kryptonian abilities, firing off a blast of heat vision while the local kids are busy kicking the shit out of him and his brother for making moves on this dude's girlfriend. Ugh. Seriously though, this is all fine and dandy, but then the episode just sort of ends, with John apparently just not superpowered, I guess. But is that really it though? Only one kid gets powers, visits Jor-El at the Fortress of Solitude, and gets to do awesome Superman stuff for an entire season, and the other one gets to play football for a few years before he blows his knee out or something, I don't know. Come on, of course not! You really think the writers are just gonna sky-high fucking Superboy in a Superman show?
Many sidekicks are the offspring of one super parent and one ordinary parent.
I mean, think about it. Not only did Jordan literally make a Superboy reference earlier in the episode,
"Go on, Dad, go tell Superboy here why he's really so perfect,"
directly setting up the fact that his brother is going to power up at some point, we even got direct evidence in the opening montage that Jonathan might have powers of his own. There's a moment when we can see young John snapping the rope on a tire swing just by hitting it with a football a good distance away. And unless the ropes in Smallville suck ass for whatever reason, or kids in the single digits suddenly got pro-level arms on them in this universe, I think it's a pretty clear sign that John's gonna have some powers of his own at some point. But even after going through all that, you know what's really on my mind right now? The fact that this power dynamic with the twins might actually turn out to be something bigger. Like maybe the fact that this show's gonna do its own version of the two Superboys in the comics. John Kent, who we first saw during the Convergence event in 2015, and Con-El, the Superman clone from the 90s who most people probably know better as Connor Kent these days. There was an Entertainment Weekly article that came out not too long ago where Bitsy Tulloch, the actress who plays Lois, goes into this whole thing about Jordan getting powers is supposed to be a big drama plot point for the show moving forward and all that, but she also mentioned this interesting tidbit at the beginning. A lot of it has to do with the fact that Jordan doesn't necessarily have the same powers that his father has. Wait a minute, doesn't have the same powers? Seriously, what other powers does he have? Or not have, I guess, considering how badly the other kids at the party messed him up. But that's the thing though, if Jordan turns out to be like Connor Kent, then it makes sense that his power set might be a little bit different, given the fact that Connor's was also a little bit different when he first appeared on the scene.
He'll never have enough power to produce these abilities on command. He will never be like you, Kal-El.
Originally, Connor's only ability was something called tactile telekinesis. It was basically a force field, first used to explain how Superman could fly and move really big things without physics taking over, before later being shared with Connor thanks to him being a clone of Superman. With this telekinesis, he's able to mimic some of the Man of Steel's more physical powers, like super strength, flight, and invulnerability, although he did eventually get extra powers like heat vision as time went on thanks to his Kryptonian heritage. Now, even though I don't think the show's gonna do the telekinesis angle verbatim, it would be interesting to see the show work a version of this in somehow, giving Jordan a way to kind of be like his dad, but also have to explore his powers on his own and come to terms with them in his own way. Hell, it even explained why he could survive getting crushed under a bunch of pipes in one scene, but suddenly get a busted up face in another one. Plus, Jordan having the more mental-based power set leaves the door open for a bunch of new plot lines and story elements moving forward too. Since his powers are technically different, the writers could have more freedom to make Jonathan more like his comic book counterpart and give him the more traditional set of Superman powers, whenever they decide to acknowledge he has them anyway. And that way, Clark can explore the whole Pa Kent thing twice, both twins can go through all the drama of being Superboys in different ways, and they can both come to terms with having similar but different sets of abilities and what that means for them being out in the world. I mean, come on, all the drama practically writes itself. But anyways guys, that's my take on what all's going on with Jonathan and Jordan's powers in this very first season of Superman and Lois. If you guys agreed with anything I said in this video, or if you have your own thoughts you want to throw out there, then go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, then go ahead and click that like button, and if you're new, maybe consider clicking that subscribe button too. I've also got links to my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon in the description. You should probably check those out too. And if you want to see more of my content, then you can click the link to my last video. It's right there in the middle of your screen. Alright, and I will see you all next time.